Thank you, everyone. Kindly be seated. It's truly a source of immense pride and honor to have the distinguished presence of our chief guest, the Honorable Vice President of India, who is also the Chancellor of Pondicherry University, Shri Jagdeep Dhankarji. Truly delighted to announce the commencement of our program, I invite our respected Vice Chancellor, Professor K. Tharani Karasu, to deliver the welcome speech.
Honorable Vice President of India and Chancellor of Pondicherry University, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar, Honorable Madam, Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Chief Rector of Pondicherry University, Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, Honorable Chief Minister of Pondicherry, Puducherry, Shri N. Rangasamy, Honorable Speaker of Puducherry, Shri Yambalam Selvam or Selvam, Honorable Home Minister of Puducherry, Shri A. Namachivayam, Honorable Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Shri S. Selvaganapati, Honorable Member of Legislative Assembly, Kolapet Constituency, Shri P.M.L. Kalyan Sundaram, and Director of Culture, Cultural Relations of Pondicherry University, Professor Clement S. Lourdes, Registrar of Pondicherry University, Professor Rajneesh Bhutani, Finance Officer, Professor Lazar, Control of Examinations, Librarian, officers accompanying the Honorable Vice President of India, and the officials from Government of Puducherry, members of various university bodies, members of faculty, research scholars, students, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear friends. On behalf of Executive Council and other statutory bodies of Pondicherry University, and on my own behalf, I extend a warm welcome to you all to this interaction session of our Honorable Vice President of India and the Chancellor of Pondicherry University with our students. Sir, we are very happy that you have chosen our university to have an interactive session with the students. Pondicherry University is one of the most sought after universities amongst the institutions of higher learning. It is an environmental friendly campus spreading over 800 acres. We have 15 schools, 41 departments, 10 centers, and offering 144 PG and research programs. The intake of students increases year by year. The university provides free accommodation, free transport and food subsidy to girl students and 100% subsidy for physically challenged students. Our world-class library has a remote access to cover 150,000 e-resources. Ours is an affiliating university where 116 colleges are affiliated, offering various courses in arts, science, education, law, medical, dental, paramedical, agriculture, veterinary, and engineering streams. Our faculty publish their research papers in quality journals. Pondicherry University has signed more than 42 international and 40 national MOUs. Sir, our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, inaugurated Viksit Bharat at 2047 scheme on 11th December 2023. From that day onwards, our university and affiliated college students have responded well. We have arranged several programs to popularize Viksit Bharat at 2047. In one of the events, half day with the Vice Chancellor, one of the students proposed to have the e-bike research center at our campus. Day before yesterday, on the Republic Day, we have inaugurated e-bike recharge units at 5 different places at the campus. Our students are always very committed, intelligent, highly focused on studies. Because of your encouragement and support, students must be feeling honored and privileged and eagerly expecting your interactive session. The Union Territory of Puducherry is placed at 5th rank among the other states of India in offering ideas under the Viksit Bharat 2047 scheme. I take this opportunity to thank you once again for sparing your valuable time to interact with our students. I once again welcome you all who are all present here offline and attending online for this function. Thank you once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Tharani Karasu, for gracefully setting the tone for this event. As we navigate through this evening, let us take a moment to express our gratitude to the distinguished guests who have graced us with their presence today. I invite our respected Vice Chancellor to extend a warm welcome to our Chief Guest, Honorable Vice President of India and Chancellor of Pondicherry University, Shri Jagdeep Dhankarji, by presenting a memento and shawl. Continuing this tradition, I request our Vice Chancellor to extend a warm welcome to Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan. Respected Vice Chancellor, your gracious welcome is also sought for Honorable Chief Minister of Puducherry, Shri N. Rangasamy. I request the Vice Chancellor to felicitate Honorable Speaker of Puducherry Assembly, Shri E. R. Selvam. I now request respected Vice Chancellor to graciously welcome Honorable Home Minister of Puducherry, Shri A. Namashivayam. Thank you so much. I now request our respected Vice Chancellor to welcome Honorable Member of Parliament of Rajya Sabha, Shri Selva Ganapati. I now request our Vice Chancellor to welcome respected Member of Legislative Assembly, Puducherry, PML Kalyan Sundaram. Thank you so much. Moving forward, we have the privilege of hearing from a leader who has been instrumental in the development of Puducherry. I now invite the Honorable Chief Minister of Puducherry, Shri N. Rangasamy, to share his visionary thoughts with us.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். எனது அன்பிற்கும் மரியாதைக்குரிய மாண்புமிகு குடியரசு துணைத் தலைவர் அவர்களே, மரியாதைக்குரிய மாண்புமிகு புதுச்சேரி மாநில துணைநிலை ஆளுநர் அவர்களே, எனது அன்பிற்குரிய மாண்புமிகு சட்டப்பேரவைத் தலைவர் அவர்களே, எனது அன்பிற்குரிய மாண்புமிகு உள்துறை அமைச்சர் அவர்களே மற்றும் ஏனைய அமைச்சர் பெருமக்களே, அன்பிற்குரிய மாண்புமிகு பாராளுமன்ற உறுப்பினர் அவர்களே மற்றும் அன்பிற்குரிய தொகுதியின் சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர் அவர்களே, எனது அன்பிற்கும் மரியாதைக்குரிய தலைமைச் செயலர்களே மற்றும் செயலர்களே, காவல்துறை தலைவர்களே, புதுச்சேரி மாநில மத்திய பல்கலைக்கழகத்தினுடைய அன்புக்குரிய இயக்குனர் மற்றும் பதிவாளர் மற்றும் பேராசிரியர் பெருமக்களே, அன்புக்குரிய பல்கலைக்கழகத்தை சார்ந்த அனைத்து பிரிவுகளும் சார்ந்த ஊழியர்களே, அன்பான மாணவ செல்வங்களே, எனது இணைய நண்பர்களே, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய நன்றி கலந்த வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். உங்களுடைய பல்கலைக்கழகத்திற்கு வந்து பல ஆண்டுகள் ஆகிவிட்டது. ஒரு சில ஆண்டுகளுக்கு பிறகு இப்போ தான் வந்திருக்கேன். இந்த நிகழ்ச்சியில் கலந்து கொள்வதை நான் மிகுந்த மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். இந்த ஒரு நல்ல நிகழ்ச்சி நம்முடைய மரியாதைக்குரிய மாண்புமிகு பாரத பிரதமருடைய எண்ணம் 2047 வளர்ந்த பாரதம் என்ற ஒரு நல்ல எண்ணம். அதற்காக ஒரு இயக்கம் தொடங்கப்பட்டது 2023 டிசம்பர் மாதம் 11ஆம் தேதி. இது எதற்காக என்று சொன்னால், நம்முடைய நாடு எப்படி வளர்ச்சி அடைய வேண்டும் 2047. ஏன்னா சுதந்திரம் அடைந்து ஒரு நூற்றாண்டை எட்ட இருக்கின்றோம். அந்த நூற்றாண்டில் நம்முடைய நாடு எப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு வளர்ச்சியை அடைந்திருக்க வேண்டும். வளர்ந்த பாரதம், வளர்ந்து இருக்கின்ற பாரதம், வளர்ந்து கொண்டே வருகிற பாரதம் வளர்ந்த பாரதமாக இருக்க வேண்டும். அந்த நூற்றாண்டில் வளர்ந்த பாரதமாக அது இருக்க வேண்டும். ஒரு முழுமையடைந்த நிலையில் ஒரு பாரத நாடு வளர்ச்சியை பெற்றிருக்க வேண்டும். ஒரு பெரிய எண்ணம், ஒரு நல்ல எண்ணம். நம்முடைய நாடு எப்படி இருக்க வேண்டும் என்கின்ற ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு பரந்த நோக்கோடு உள்ள ஒரு எண்ணம். ஏன்னு சொல்லி நம்முடைய நாட்டுடைய சுதந்திரத்தை நாம் இத்தகைய ஒரு போராட்டத்தில் நாம் பெற்றிருக்கின்றோம் என்பதை நீங்கள் அனைவரும் நன்றாக அறிவீர்கள். எத்தனை தியாகங்கள், எத்தனை தலைவருடைய தியாகங்கள், இவற்றையெல்லாம் எண்ணி பார்க்கும் பொழுது நம்முடைய தலைவர்கள் எண்ணிவாறு நம்முடைய நாடு ஒரு பெரிய வளர்ச்சி அடைய வேண்டும். வளர்ந்த நாடாக, உலகில் ஒரு வளர்ந்த நாடாக நம்முடைய நாடு திகழ வேண்டும் என்ற ஒரு எண்ணம். அதற்கு நாம் அனைவரும் ஒன்றிணைய வேண்டும். நம்முடைய எண்ணம் ஒன்றாக இருக்க வேண்டும். சுதந்திரம் பெறுவதற்கு எப்படி ஒரு வெறியோடு ஆர்வத்தோடு எல்லோரும் போராடி இருக்கின்றாரோ, அதே போல் நாம் இப்பொழுது ஒரு வளர்ச்சி அடையக்கூடிய ஒரு எண்ணம் நமக்கு அனைவருக்கும் இருக்க வேண்டும். அந்த எண்ணத்தை நாம் எல்லோருக்கும் கொண்டு வர வேண்டும். அது எப்படிப்பட்ட எண்ணமாக இருக்க வேண்டும் என்ற ஒரு கணிப்பு நான் மட்டும் நினைச்ச போதுமா? இல்லை. ஒவ்வொருத்தரும் ஒவ்வொரு எண்ணம் இருக்கும், ஒரு மாறுபட்ட கருத்து இருக்கும். அப்படி இருக்கும் பொழுது அதையெல்லாம் இணைத்து நம்முடைய நாட்டை நாம் பெரிய வளர்ச்சி அடைந்த பாரதமாக உருவாக்க வேண்டும் என்ற ஒரு நோக்கம். அப்போ அந்த வளர்ச்சி அடைந்த பாரதமாக உருவாக்க வேண்டும் சொன்னால் சில நேரம் விட்டுக் கொடுக்க வேண்டிய சூழ்நிலை ஏற்படும். மாறுபட்ட கருத்து இருக்கும் பொழுது ஒவ்வொருவருக்கும் ஒரு கருத்து, தனிப்பட்ட முறையில் நமக்கு கருத்து வேறுபட்ட கருத்து இருக்கும். எல்லாரும் ஒரே கருத்தாக இருக்கும்னு சொல்ல முடியாது. அப்படி இருக்கும் பொழுது அது நம்முடைய பாரதம் வளர்ச்சி அடைய வேண்டும் என்ற எண்ணத்தில் வரும் பொழுது அதெல்லாம் ஒருங்கிணைத்து நாம் நம் நாட்டை வளர்ச்சி அடைகிற நிலையில் நம்முடைய எண்ணத்தை ஒருங்கிணைத்துக் கொண்டு நாம் செயல்பட வேண்டும். அதில் குறிப்பாக எல்லாரும் சொல்றது இளைஞர்களுடைய சக்தி என்பது மிக அவசியமான ஒன்று. சுவாமிகளும் சொல்லுவாங்க, இளைஞர்கள் கொஞ்சம் பேரை கொடுத்து பாருங்க, எப்படி இந்த நாட்டை உருவாக்குறோம், எப்படி மாற்று காட்டுக்கின்றோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அப்போ அந்த சக்தி யார்கிட்ட இருந்தால் இளைஞர்கள் தான் இருக்குது. அந்த இளைஞருடைய எண்ணம் எப்படி இருக்க வேண்டும், எப்படி அவருடைய நாட்டை நாம் உருவாக்க வேண்டும் என்ற ஒரு எண்ணத்தில் செயல்பட வேண்டும். ஏன்னா அந்த சக்தி என்பது அந்த இளைஞர்களுக்கு சக்தி தான் ஒரு எழுச்சியை உண்டாக்கும். அப்போது எது சொல்ல வேண்டும் என்று இருந்தாலும், எந்த நோக்கத்தை நாம் செயல்படுத்த வேண்டும் என்று இருந்தாலும் அது இளைஞருடைய ஒத்துழைப்பில் தான் கொண்டு வர முடியும். அந்த இளைஞருடைய ஆர்வத்தை தெரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். அவர் என்ன நினைக்கிறாங்க, எப்படி பேசுகிறாங்க, அவருடைய ஆலோசனை. ஏன்னா ஒரு நம்முடைய எண்ணம் இப்படி எண்ணம் இன்னொருவருக்கு வேறு ஒரு எண்ணம், நம்மளுடைய நல்ல எண்ணம் அதிகமான ஒரு எண்ணம் இருக்கும், கருத்து இருக்கும். அப்போ அது நாம் எப்படி பெற வேண்டும், அந்த ஆலோசனையை நாம் அவர்களிடம் பெற்றுக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். அப்போ அது கலந்துரையாடல், அது மூலமாக தான் வருகின்ற ஒரு வாய்ப்பு இருக்கும். மற்றோட பேசும்போது தான் அவன் தான் நினைக்கிறாருன்னா யார்கிட்ட எப்படி தெரிஞ்சிக்க முடியும், அவர்கிட்ட பேசும்போது தான் தெரிஞ்சிக்க முடியும். அப்போ அது மாதிரி பேச வேண்டும், கலந்துரையாட வேண்டும். அப்போ அவங்க என்ன சொல்கிறாங்க, மாணவர்கள் என்ன நினைக்கிறாங்க, அந்த இளைஞர்கள் என்ன நினைக்கிறாங்க. ஏன்னா இளைஞருடைய போக்கு என்பது எப்படி வேண்டுமாலும் திசை மாறும். ஒரு பள்ளி பருவம் இருக்கும், அதுக்கு அடுத்து கல்லூரி பருவம் வரும். இந்த பள்ளி பருவத்தில் ஒரு மாதிரி இருப்பான், கல்லூரி பருவத்தில் வேற மாதிரி இருப்பான். அந்த எண்ணங்கள் சிதறாமல் நம்முடைய நாட்டு வளர்ச்சிக்கு அது எப்படி இருக்க வேண்டும் என்பதை அவரவர் வாயிலாக நாம் கேட்டு தெரிந்து அதுக்கு ஏற்றவர் நம்முடைய செயல்பாட்டை கொண்டு வந்தால் வளர்ச்சி என்பது விரைவாக இருக்கும். ஏன்னா இன்றைய சூழலில் உலகில் பெரிய தொழில்நுட்ப மாற்றங்கள், ஒரு பெரிய தொழில்நுட்பத்தில் பெரிய வளர்ச்சி, அதற்கு ஈடாக நாம் முன்னேற வேண்டும். நம்முடைய நாடு முன்னேற வேண்டும். நம் நாட்டில் எல்லா தயாரிப்புகளும் நம்ம நாட்டில் இருக்க வேண்டும். நம்முடைய மாண்புமிகு பாரத பிரதமருடைய எண்ணம் நம்முடைய எல்லா தயாரிப்புகளும் எல்லா கண்டுபிடிப்புகளும் நம்முடைய நாட்டில் இருக்கணும், எல்லாம் செய்யணும் அப்படின்ற ஒரு எண்ணம். அந்த எண்ணத்தை இளைஞர்களை கொண்டு நாம் செயல்படுத்த முடியும் என்ற எண்ணத்தோடு இந்த இயக்கத்தை ஆரம்பித்து வளர்ந்த பாரதம் 2047 அப்படின்ற ஒரு தொடங்கி பல ஆலோசனை கேட்டுக்கொண்டிருக்கின்றார்கள். அதில் நம்முடைய புதுச்சேரி, அது இப்போ நம்முடைய நாட்டில் ஆயிரக்கணக்கான இளைஞர் மாணவர்கள் அதை சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. அது நம்முடைய புதுச்சேரி சார்ந்தவங்க ஏறக்குறைய சுமார் 9500 நபருக்கு மேல் இளைஞர்களுக்கு மேலே அந்த ஆலோசனை இங்கே வழங்கியிருக்கலாம் நம்முடைய மாண்பு பாரத பிரதமர்களுக்கு. அப்போ நம்ம 5வது இடத்துல இருக்குன்னு சொல்கிறாங்க. கேட்கும்போது நமக்கே மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருக்குது. ஒரு சின்ன மாநிலம், ஒரு சிறிய மாநிலம் புதுச்சேரி மாநிலம், ஆனால் கல்வியில் வளர்ந்துருக்கோம். ஒரு சிறிய மாநிலமாக இருந்தாலும் நாம் கல்வியில் முதலிடத்தில் இருந்து கொண்டு இருக்கின்றோம், சுகாதாரத்தில் முதலிடம் பெற்று இருக்கின்றோம். எல்லாவற்றிலும் ஒரு 3-4 துறையை சார்ந்த நிலையில் நாம் முதலிடத்தை பெற்ற மாநிலமாக நம்முடைய மாநிலம் தேர்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. குறிப்பாக கல்வி, பொருளாதார நிலையில் நாம் உயர்ந்திருக்கின்றோம். ஒரு நாடு முன்னேற வேண்டும் அடிப்படையில் பொருளாதாரம் உயர்ந்திருக்கணும். ஒரு நல்ல மனசு வேணும், நல்ல எண்ணம் வேணும், சமூக நல்லிணக்கம் நமக்கு வேணும். இதெல்லாம் இருந்தால் ஒரு நல்ல நிர்வாகம் வேணும். அடிப்படையில் எல்லாவற்றிற்கும் நல்ல நிர்வாகம் மிக முக்கியமான ஒன்று. ஒரு வளர்ச்சி கொண்டு வருவதற்கு நல்ல நிர்வாகம் வேணும். அப்படிப்பட்ட நிலையில் நம்முடைய நாட்டில் நல்ல நிர்வாகம் வேணும் என்ற நிலையில் நல்ல நிர்வாகத்தை கொண்டு வந்து கொண்டு இருக்கின்றார்கள். நம்மளுடைய புதுச்சேரி மாநிலம் ஒரு நல்ல நிர்வாகமாக நம்ம இருக்கோம் என்றால் அதில் நம்ம வளர்ச்சி பெற வேண்டும் என்பது நம்முடைய எண்ணம். அப்போது நல்ல கல்வி, சிறிய மாநிலமாக இருந்தாலும் கல்வியை கொடுக்கின்ற ஒரு நல்ல மாநிலமாக இப்பொழுது நம்முடைய மாநிலம் திகழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. அதனால தான் 10,000, அதாவது 9,500 10,000 அந்த நெருக்கத்தில் இருக்கும். அப்படிப்பட்ட மாணவர்களும் நம்முடைய மாண்பு பாரத பிரதமர்களுக்கு ஆலோசனை சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. அப்போது 5வது இடத்துல இருக்கும்போது நமக்கு ஒரு பெரிய பெருமை சேர்க்க ஒன்றாக இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. அப்படி இருக்கும் பொழுது இளைஞர்கள் ஆலோசனை கேட்டு இளைஞருடைய சக்தியை ஒருங்கிணைத்து அதன் மூலமாக நம்முடைய நாட்டுடைய வளர்ச்சியை பெருமளவிற்கு கொண்டு வர வேண்டும். உலக அரங்கில் ஒரு வளர்ந்த நாடாக, ஒரு சிறந்த நாடாக, எல்லாவற்றையும் சந்திக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு வல்லரசு நாடாக நாம் வர வேண்டும் என்பது நம்முடைய மாண்பு பாரத பிரதமருடைய எண்ணம். இதை அவர்கள் அடிக்கடி வலியுறுத்தி வருகின்றார். எல்லா நிலையிலும் எல்லா கூட்டங்களிலும் சரி, எல்லோருடைய, அதாவது அவர்கள் அந்த வலியுறுத்தும் நிலையை பார்க்கும் பொழுது ஒவ்வொரு துறையும் எப்படி வர வேண்டும், எப்படி இருக்க வேண்டும் என்று அவர்கள் வலியுறுத்தி வருவதை பார்க்கும் பொழுது உண்மையில் நமக்கு வியப்பாக இருக்கும். அந்த எண்ணம் நிச்சயமாக ஈடேறும் என்பது என்னுடைய எண்ணம். வளர்ந்த பாரதம் 2047 வளர்ந்த பாரதம் என்று எண்ணுகின்ற நம்முடைய மாண்பு பாரத பிரதமருடைய எண்ணம் நிச்சயமாக நிறைவேறும் என்பது நம்முடைய எண்ணம். நமக்கு நிறைய சக்தி இருக்குது, இளைஞர்கள் நிறைய சக்தி இருக்குது. அந்த சக்தியெல்லாம் ஒன்றாக இணைத்து செயல்படும் பொழுது நம்முடைய மாண்பு பாரத பிரதமர் எண்ணியவாறு ஒரு வளர்ந்த பாரதமாக 2047 நம்முடைய இந்திய நாடு இருக்கும் என்பதை நிச்சயமாக கூறிக்கொண்டு அதனை நம்முடைய பல்கலைக்கழகத்தினுடைய மாணவர்கள் வாயிலாக கலந்துரையாடி நம்முடைய மாண்பு குடியரசு துணைத் தலைவர்கள் இங்கே வந்திருக்கிறார்கள். கலந்துரையாடி அதை தெரிந்து கொள்ள வேண்டும். எப்படி இருக்காங்க புதுச்சேரி மாணவர்கள், எப்படி இருக்காங்க, அவருடைய எண்ணம் எப்படி இருக்கின்றது, பாரத பிரதமர் அவருடைய எண்ணம் அது எப்படி இருக்கிறது எப்படி தெரிந்து கொள்வதற்கு கலந்துரையாடலை இங்கே வைத்திருக்கின்றார்கள். உண்மையிலே அதை இங்கே வந்திருந்து நம்முடைய மாணவரை சந்தித்து கலந்துரையாட இருக்கின்ற நம்முடைய மாண்புமிகு குடியரசு துணைத் தலைவர்களுடைய மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை கூறி நிச்சயமாக நாம் வெல்வோம். 2047 நம்முடைய வளர்ந்த பாரதமாக நம்முடைய நாடு திகழும் என்பதை கூறிக்கொண்டு நம்ம மாண்புமிகு பாரத பிரதமர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய மனமார்ந்த நன்றியை கூறி அனைவருக்கும் இந்த வாய்ப்பை செய்து விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி. நான்
Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, for your inspiring words, resonating deeply with our aspirations for a Viksit Bharat. Continuing our exploration, we are delighted to welcome Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry and Chief Rector of Pondicherry University, Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan.
Vanakkam. A special good evening to each and everyone here. My respects to Honorable Jagdeep Dhangarji, the Vice President of India, and a most competent politician and the Vice President now, and the leader who guides the Rajya Sabha. And when he was introduced, he told, had been an MLA, MP, Minister, Governor, and now the Vice President. So he has travelled almost all the steps in the Constitution. So we are very fortunate to have him here. And as our Honorable Chief Minister told here, we are very fortunate to share our views with him. Honorable Chief Minister, Sri Rangasamy Anna, and I have to tell, a simple person who is always proud of this state. So only he is very proud when our Honorable Prime Minister asked the views of the youngsters, because always our Honorable Prime Minister respect the Yuva Shakti. So he is very proud. Among all the states, 9,000 views has been shared from the students of Puducherry and ranking 5th among all the states in our country. So the pride goes to you, and as Chief Minister he is very proud, and as LG of the state I am also very proud about you. And my respects to the Speaker, Sri Embalam Selvam, and the Home Minister and the Education Minister, Thiru Namachivayam, and the MP Rajya Sabha and the President of BJP, Sri Selva Ganapati, and the Kalapet constituency MLA, Thiru Kalyana Sundaram, and and the Vice Chancellor of this university, and all the dignitaries, all our officials who are assembled here, and all, above all, my dear students, who are all the pillars of the future Bharat. So with all your views, as our Honorable Prime Minister says, and we are going to share your views with our Honorable Vice President, and we are all eagerly waiting for the discussion you are going to have with our Honorable Vice President, and we are all going to hear that suggestions. So I don't want to take much time, but Viksit Bharat, I also have attended more than 15 programs of that Viksit Bharat, and I am really very happy that the central government scheme has reached the most remote areas. So that is only Ramarajyam, that is Gramarajyam. So each and every person from the village should be benefited. So whether it is free gas system, whether it is the free house building, and whether it is the free insurance scheme, and whether it is health insurance, and whatever may be the scheme, at least a person in a family is benefited by the scheme. That is the beauty of our Honorable Prime Minister's central scheme. And visibly we saw that. We experienced that. And as a doctor, because there are so many schemes, more than 25 to 30 schemes we are propagating, but as a doctor, I want to highlight the importance of Ayushman Bharat. When I was a medical student, we used to see patients dying for want of few hundreds, few thousands, for some specialized medicines. But as our Honorable Prime Minister introduced this scheme, even the poorest of the poor can take the tertiary care medical help from the tertiary care centers. And as Union Territory of Puducherry, I have to say, 1,93,000 eligible patients, but enrolled 1,83,000, almost 100% families, and 6 lakh members have been enrolled, and we got the award from the central government for good percentage of registration of Ayushman Bharat. And you won't believe, more than 69,000 patients has been benefited by this Ayushman Bharat. When we went to an Ayushman Bharat program, the Viksit Bharat program, one lady introduced her husband, saying that he was fatally injured during an accident. We were all hopeless. We didn't think we will see him alive. But immediately, because he had the card of our Honorable Prime Minister's Ayushman Bharat registration card, he was immediately treated, and now we have saved him. So she shared her experience and she showed the card. That is because saving one life is the greatest service in this country. So when we were all students, we used to long, so how we are going to treat these patients with tertiary care. But because of our Honorable Prime Minister's Ayushman Bharat, now we are treating, you imagine in a small state like Puducherry, 69,000 patients has been treated, and even outside when they went to Chennai, 1,500 patients has been treated through Ayushman Bharat. And as a doctor, again I am very happy about the Jan Aushadh shops. When we were doctors, now I am not practicing, but when we were practicing, when you used to prescribe medicine for hypertension, the patients used to go to the pharmacy and they used to tell, doctor, you have prescribed medicine for hypertension, but if I go to the pharmacy and ask the price of the hypertension medicine, the hypertension is shooting because the cost is so much. When you write medicine for gastritis, when we hear the cost of the medicine, gastritis is intensified. But now, our Honorable Prime Minister's Jan Aushadhi shops, for one example I am telling, Crozin, outside if it is 1 rupee, Crozin means paracetamol or any painkiller, it is 10 pice in the Jan Aushadhi shop. You imagine a Protein X powder, which is a nutritious powder, outside it is 700 rupees and in Jan Aushadhi shop it is 70 rupees. So you can see how the difference. And after the introduction of the Jan Aushadhi shops, the pensioners, they were, because usually the pensioners will be suffering from either hypertension or diabetes. When we cross 40, 50, definitely it is the property of each and everyone, either one of them will get it. So every pensioner was spending 3,000 to 4,000 rupees to take the regular medications. But they are spending now only 300 rupees. That is the proved statistics which we learned from the pensioners. So with all these schemes, because so many schemes are there, and with all these schemes, our Honorable Prime Minister has reached each and everyone. Why I am highlighting this? Definitely we have, through Chandrayaan, we have reached the Chandra, the moon and all the development. Our Honorable Prime, because it's a university, our Honorable Prime Minister says it's not decade, it's a decade. Because it's technology oriented development is there. But unless our basic health is secured, unless we are healthy, whatever may be the achievement, we cannot celebrate that achievement when we are sick. So, as a doctor, I celebrate these schemes, and there are more number of schemes, but due to, for want of time, I want to highlight only the medicine-oriented, health-oriented scheme, and I am really very thankful to our Honorable Vice President for coming to Puducherry. Not only now, when I met him at Telangana itself, he told, I love to come to Puducherry because Puducherry, I love to come, it's a beautiful place, so I want to come. So he told when he came to Telangana itself, and he is a very strong person, and the way he conducts the Rajya Sabha, and in spite of whatever may be the comments, he stands as a rock in front of each and every one. Nobody can humiliate me or nobody can tell anything, because I am a person, competent person with all talents, and he is a very renowned lawyer. He is a legal professional and he is a very renowned lawyer, and he was a very good person. Apart from that, whether he was a lawyer or a MP, MLA, naturally he is a very good, friendly person. That you will all feel it, and I am really very happy to participate in that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Lieutenant Governor. Your wisdom adds a layer of richness to our vision of a developed Bharat. It is our distinct honor to extend a warm, heartfelt invitation to our chief guest, Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji. With great enthusiasm, we anticipate your address.
Good evening, all of you. First, I should have visited the university long back. But I am in the sound company of your Honorable Chief Minister and Ranga Swamiji. He also took a time. So I catalyzed my visit, also his visit. Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan, Lieutenant Governor, Pondicherry, Governor, Telangana, Rector of this university, and a doctor. She indicated to us the benefit of Ayushman Bharat. That there was a time when you had hypertension, went to the pharmacist, the price of the medicine gave you more tension. Now the tension has been reduced. Once a doctor, always a doctor. But extremely emotively connected to her assignment. We see her on television, the fiery speech, but you can take with a pinch of salt reflections she made about me. Sri N. Ranga Swamiji, Honorable Chief Minister of Pondicherry, if I meet him 3 or 4 times, I would learn his disarming humility, captivating smile. Though the Honorable Governor Telangana and Lieutenant Governor Pondicherry was good enough to translate, but trust me friends, for the first time, I did not know the language, but I could make out from his body language what he was saying. Friends, it is soothing for me to note, and should be for you also, the sentiments he expressed about our Honorable Prime Minister emanated from his heart, from his mind, and from his soul. The sentiments he expressed for the man who is changing lives for the better of more than 1.4 billion people. I appreciate your sentiments as Chief Minister of Pondicherry. Sri Ambalam Selvam, R. Selvam, I always sympathize with the speakers because I am Chairman Rajya Sabha. I know their difficulties. And that is why I have a special regard for our Honorable Rajya Sabha member. I'll come to that a little later. I am coming straightway from Mumbai, where we had 84th meeting of the speakers and chairpersons of legislatures. We have discussed in great detail and passed 5 resolutions. Legislature should not fail the people. Legislators are to contribute on the floor of the House. They have to vindicate their oath. They have to carry out constitutional ordainment. Certainly they cannot engage in disruption and disturbance, which normally they do every time. I had appealed from Mumbai that I depend on the people at large to sensitize their parliamentarians and legislators that their unbecoming conduct is not appreciated by them. They need to perform in the temple of democracy to realize our aspirations. I wouldn't say more on the point, but I share his problems. Sri A. Namsivem, Minister of Home, Pondicherry, a distinguished person, brings on the table. But I asked the Honorable Chief Minister, is he also the Education Minister? He said yes. Am I right? So we need 2 heads. Professor K. Tharanik Rasu, I hope I pronounced the name correctly. My wife is not here, otherwise she had pulled me up. I know being married to someone who is a doctorate in academics and for 45 years is a tough challenge. But that is greatly helpful when it comes to discharging difficult situations like facing the wrath of Rajya Sabha members. Now coming to Mr. I always had a difficulty in pronouncing his name in Rajya Sabha. It's a very sweet name. So I would ask my staff to put it in bold in 3 parts. Sela Gana Bhati, Member Parliament, Rajya Sabha. Well, the Honorable MLA has a very easy, soothing name, Sri PML Kalyan Sundaram. Grateful for all those who were instrumental in naming you so simply and enormously. Distinguished audience, erudite members of the faculty, and my dear students, boys and girls. I must start with a disclaimer. I know one person here since birth. Her father was a minister in Rajasthan, very senior minister, when I was opposition legislator. I was quite a problem to him. He is now our distinguished Rajya Sabha member, Shri Ghanshyam Tiwari ji. Richa happens to be his daughter. I know her since birth. I would not make any comment about her because of the disclaimer that I know the family, but comes from very, very distinguished family. And the father is a great asset to Rajya Sabha, has been member of the assembly for 7 terms and a minister. Has great command on scriptures and is very kind in choosing words, but sometimes they are sharper than serpent's tooth, as was said by Shakespeare in one of the novels. I must congratulate that the theme chosen is Viksit Bharat. I was elected to Parliament in 1989, Lok Sabha. I had the good fortune to be a union minister. Then we could not think of it. Why? A country that was known as Sone Ki Chidiya. I was in the Council of Ministers in 1990 when we had to send in physical terms our gold. It was airlifted from India for 2 banks in Switzerland to sustain our fiscal credibility. We could not do it. That was the time when we had to take a trip to Srinagar, stayed in Centaur, as if we had come to a place not having human habitation. I saw it. Therefore, to think of Viksit Bharat then would have been very foolish. But in last decade, things have dramatically changed. Why we are thinking you can't take a big jump, you can't take a rocket to moon unless you are prepared for it. That preparation has been taken very effectively, impactfully. Just a decade ago, this country, Bharat, home to 1/6 of humanity, was amongst fragile 5 economies of the world. Bharat was taken to be a burden on global economy. And look at what we have traversed under difficult terrain. We now are world's 5th largest economy. That's not a small achievement. We have gone ahead of Canada, UK and France. And that we have done because of right policies, affirmative governance, and result-oriented situation. It's a matter of time, friends, boys and girls. In 2-3 years, we would be the 3rd largest global economy, marching ahead of Japan and Germany. So surely our dream of Viksit Bharat is a valid one. Because we have seen in last 10 years exponential phenomenal growth of infrastructure. We have seen those kind of societal developments which have stunned the world. In 2022, boys and girls, our digital transactions were more than 4 times of USA, UK, France and Germany taken together. Can you imagine? 4 times of these countries, our digital transactions. Our per capita internet consumption was more than that of US and China taken together. Imagine the power of a Prime Minister, his vision, his passion and mission, that 100 million gas connections have been given to the poor, free. Imagine the banking inclusion that has taken place. Currently we have 500 million bank accounts that were away from banking inclusion. And all this has created history because now even our farmers, 110 million of them receive 3 times a year direct in their accounts. The amount so far has been more than 2,60,000 crores. Therefore, it is legitimate for us to think of Viksit Bharat. Boys and girls, our Amrit Kal is our Gaurav Kal. What we are witnessing in airports, in railway stations, in trains, on high seas, in the sky, we never dreamt of it. Those are the achievements. So rightly we are thinking of Viksit Bharat. Firm foundations have been laid already in Amrit Kal to ensure that in 2047, when Bharat attains centenary of its independence, we will be the most developed nation in the world, I have no doubt about it. And you before me, boys and girls, are the foot soldiers. You will take on your shoulders Bharat at 2047 as a glorious nation of the world, an ideal for others, and a stabilizing force for peace and harmony in the world. That is the situation. How it has come about, let me tell you. You need a mechanism so human resource is blossomed, it flourishes. Now we have an ecosystem in place where every young mind has opportunities to exploit his or her potential, unleash talent and energy, realize dreams and aspirations. And why? Because now autocracy of corruption is gone and meritocracy prevails. We have bid goodbye to favoritism, patronage, nepotism, and corruption. Boys and girls, just imagine a few years ago, our power corridors were infested with corrupt elements, lies elements. Nothing could be transacted or traversed in business or decision making without greasing somebody's hands. Corruption was a rewarding experience. But look at what a big change has taken place. Our power corridors have now been fully sanitized. Lies and agents are not visible. They are gone forever. They can't make a comeback. Second, young minds, what do they want? They want, we must have transparency. We must have accountability in governance. That is the theme now, you know. What you want? You want that merit alone should be rewarded. We should not be handicapped. That's the scene you have got it. So when you have got all this, it is legitimate for us to dream big and dream keeping in view our civilizational ethos of more than 5,000 years. We have demonstrated to the world what India is capable of. Whether it is Russia-Ukraine war, whether it is Israel-Hamas, whether it is dealing with the Middle East or European Union or America, India has its own voice, an independent voice. For the first time, we have a Prime Minister who went to the United Nations and invited global attention to yoga. Yoga is our contribution to the world. Yoga emanates from Atharvaved, virtually encyclopedic on the point of health. And imagine the global response. In the shortest time, largest number of United Nations countries approved yoga January 21 as International Yoga Day. I had the occasion to attend a chief guest of the national event last year, and the Honorable Prime Minister was there at the premises of United Nations. They were shown to the world. India houses today headquarters of International Solar Alliance. We could never imagine earlier that we'll have such kind of energy available at our disposal. It is now available near you all. You can see solar panels. We are marching ahead. To take care of the farm industry, the goal of the Prime Minister to have international millet year caught up everybody's attention. It has become new theme of health. That is the situation that has emerged. So it is legitimate that I address young boys and girls that yes, your dream for Viksit Bharat in 2047 should be your mission. It should be your passion, because you are capable of it. And trust me, no one can be more stakeholder in governance than young minds. You are more involved with governance than anyone else. One great benefit that has emerged in last few years is equality before law. There was a time when some people thought we are above law. Law can never reach us. We are beyond the reach of law. We are a distinct class. Now they have learned their lesson the hard way. All are equal before law. Law will spare none if you have violated law. You may be anybody, belonging to any country, any family, belonging to any class. You are accountable to law as much as any other person is. It is equality before law that is nectar of democracy. That is the essence of democracy. We cannot visualize democracy without there being equality before law and equal opportunities. I invite your attention while congratulating you all on the 75th Republic Day celebrations. What did we see on 26 January 2024? Kartavya Path. The world was stunned. Our woman power was in full play. Army, Air Force, Navy, band, cycle shows. And it was so impactful that their contribution on Republic Day was more than 50%. And why not? They are not just pilots of commercial airlines, they are fighter pilots. They are being admitted to army defense, no one thought before. Chandrayaan's success is primarily due to a group of women also, one of them known as Rocket Woman. That is there. Just imagine the big change that has come into being. For 3 decades, we struggled hard to make available justice to our mothers and sisters, to give them role in governance. Reservation for them in Lok Sabha and state legislatures. It failed. But it was a great occasion, September 20 and 21 in 2023. And we had a great success. Except 2 abstentions in both the houses taken together, it was passed. And now we have horizontal, vertical reservation to the extent of 1/3 for women in Lok Sabha and state legislatures. Imagine, think out of the box what will happen to Lok Sabha and legislatures when more than 1/3 will be women. One woman has made so much difference on the dais. That will happen. Boys and girls, that reservation has a societal element also. There is already reservation in parliament and legislatures for scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. But in that category also 1/3 will be women. So more than 1/3 will be there, because in the 2/3 also women can contest. So boys and gentlemen in the room, gear up. You have to save your wicket from a very difficult bowling. When I look around and look at my days, but for scholarship I would not have got good education. But when I look at the technological penetration in the villages, your village has everything. It has internet, it has road, it has water, it has connectivity, it has a gas connection. You can work from home from a village. This is a big change, not easy. Imagine the situations. Vikrant, we discarded the old Vikrant and had a Vikrant made in our country. We have a plane Tejas made in our country. We have helicopters made in our country. And look at our ISRO. There was a time when we started. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this class indicates I have only 5 minutes more. This is ingenious mechanism devised by Bhalekar. Yes, Bhalekar, he is a genius, my OSD. ISRO, when we fired our first satellite, it was not from our mother Bharat land, it was outside land. And now we put in space satellites of countries like USA, UK, Singapore from our stations. Our Chandrayaan 3 landed on the South Pole of Moon. No country has ever done it. On the moon we have now Shiv Shakti Point and Tiranga. No one has done it. Remarkable success. I can share with the boys and girls who are more interested in science and technology. Disruptive technologies, artificial intelligence, machine learning, or exploitation of G6, Internet of Things, quantum computing, our country is ahead of others. I am sure a university like you will engage into these activities also and be in the front line of getting engaged with disruptive technologies. I would have to conclude because this glass is a constant reminder. Actually, it's like a North Star. Boys and girls, always believe in Bharatiyata. Always take pride in your nation. Be proud Indians. Never hesitate to glorify your nation because the exponential, incremental growth trajectory has stunned the world. The World Bank President has indicated India has achieved in digitalization in 6 years what other nations would do in 47 years. World Bank, they used to be critical of us. International Monetary Fund is on record to say that India is the fastest growing global economy at the moment and a shining star in economic world, a favorite destination of investment and opportunities. Make most of it. You are architects of Bharat. This is not a statement. You are architects of Bharat because you are the real stakeholders. You will have non-compromising attitude towards corruption. You have to believe in your nation because others are believing in this nation. Those who used to give advice to us 10 years ago in other countries are now taking our advice. When the change is so big, be prepared to grab the opportunity. Prime Minister has rightly called you not as the next generation. Prime Minister has called you as Amrit generation. This Amrit generation, I am sure, will see the nation in 2047 at peak. And in that we will be only regaining our past glory. We were there once. There are countless opportunities for you, but few suggestions. One, focus on fitness. The Honorable Governor was focused on it as a doctor. I am not one. They say about 2 things about lawyers and doctors. A doctor can fail in saving a patient who is diseased. A lawyer can catalyze death of a physically fit person also. So be fit and always keep discipline as your top priority. I have to conclude. I'll say 2 things. One, I am the President of Indian Council of World Affairs. It's a body of repute that gives you window to the entire world. I will direct the Director of Indian Council of World Affairs, Ambassador Thakur, Indian Foreign Service official, enormously talented, to have an MOU with this institute in next 1 month. That will help you enormously because you will have the visitors who will tell you what is happening in the world, and they will gain from you the brilliance of Indian mind, boys and girls. 2, I happen to be chairman of Rajya Sabha by virtue of being vice president of the country. I invite in batches students, boys and girls of this university to visit new building of Parliament as my guest. In the land where we have Aurobindo Ashram, let me conclude by his quote. His quote is, I quote, "One must have, first of all, a solid foundation," unquote. Boys and girls, by vision, passion, swift execution, affirmative governance policies, you have a solid foundation. There is no alibi for failure now. You have to achieve success because there is only one option for you, and that option is to succeed. There is second option also, that is also to succeed. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vice President. Mr. Bhalekarji,
I'm told there are 2 questions.
Yes, sir.
Well, those who ask questions will come here.
Hello sir, good evening sir. Good evening everyone.
Go ahead.
I'm Vijay from the Department of Politics and International Studies. And my
Little louder.
my question is, how do you envision the role of youth in Indian politics in future?
As a youth in politics,
Yes,
okay.
thank you sir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you'll agree it's a difficult question because it's hydra-headed. A nation deserves the leaders it elects, and therefore people cannot lament why we have elected leaders. We must have talented people in governance, and politics is an important facet of governance. And let me tell you, boys and girls, the greatest challenge to your intellect is getting involved with electioneering. Times have now changed. Technology has brought about a change now. It was difficult for young boys and girls to enter politics earlier because that was not possible. So much had to be done by way of advertisement and others. Now things have changed. Social media is there. But 2 big changes have taken place in the country which you need to take note of. India is the only country in the world that has structured democracy at all levels. Panchayats, municipalities, legislatures, and state. It was not there in the constitution, but it came in 90s. Part 9 and 9 capital A, Panchayats and municipalities. Therein there is reservation for women. There is reservation for SC, ST and OBC. And there is of course the general category. And now we have in the parliament and legislatures also for women. So there is a rich crop of human resource that is emanating from Sarpanch, Pradhan, Jila Pramukh, and most of them are women also. There was a time, let me tell you, when panchayats started for the first time, somebody would come and sit on the chair. The district magistrate would ask, "Aap kaun ho?" He would say, "Main Sarpanch pati hu, main Pradhan pati hu." That situation is gone altogether now. Women are exerting rightly so. Actually, you are exerting more, getting us out of the room. So crop is coming up. We must have healthy elections in our universities also. Because unless the youth will brainstorm, for example, let me tell you, some people have great difficulty in digesting growth of this nation. And they talk weird. That is tax-free entertainment to you. You must be seeing it every day. You must not observe silence. Your silence will resonate in your ears. Those who criticize this nation on irresponsible grounds, open your mind. These days, it is for you to emerge as a leader. And there is enough scope because people want knowledgeable governance. When I lament about the parliamentarians, Parliament should be the theatre to talk about disruptive technologies. Parliament should be the theatre to talk about our security concerns, our health requirements, how to sharpen our accountability and governance skills. I have no doubt if some of you choose to be in politics, two advice. I never thought I would be a politician. I was a gold medalist all throughout. I was busy with my profession. मुझे धक्का दिया गया. I was lucky to be elected by the highest margin in Lok Sabha. पर मुझे पता लगा ये बहुत मुश्किल है. So keep patience, do your homework, and don't hesitate to take a jump. Never fear failure. Fear of failure is the greatest enemy of development. If it occurs to you that you need to be in politics, work for it. You will succeed. I will make another offer here. I will take 10 interns from this university to be intern at Parliament. Each one of you will be there. Your accommodation will be taken care of. Your transport will be taken care of. And since you will be contributing, there will be modest fiscal award also. I would greatly appreciate if the Vice Chancellor and the Rector could help me with 10 names, but I would appreciate 50-50 for boys and girls. Next question. But don't make it as difficult as the previous speaker.
So, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Divya Bharati from School of Law. So, my question is, sir, I would like to know how Viksit Bharat program prioritize gender equality in future policies, considering the diverse challenge faced by the women and the third genders.
A married man for 45 years to an enormously talented lady who graduated, post-graduated and got PhD from Manasri Vidyapith that houses more than 13,000 girls as residents. I know it's a tough challenge. It is only time, beta, look in my eyes. We will be seeking reservation. Honorable Prime Minister started, you see, very deliberately, very passionately. First he started with Swachh Bharat, concerns your gender. Then he gave gas connections to more than 100 million houses free, because to help our mothers and sisters and grandmothers, he gave them free. Then he provided for toilet in every home. Then he ensured there should be jal in every null and there should be null in every house. He did it. Then he started a great scheme, you see, where you get easy loan, easy accessibility. And as a matter of fact, what happened on 26th of January 2024 is a warning call to every person who is not a female in this room. You occupied the space massively. So I have no doubt the gender equality is there. But the step that has been taken, for 30 years, our women were denied participation in a structured constitutional manner in Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha. Now you have it. It is very difficult to imagine what will happen when more than 1/3 women will be there in the house. But I can say with great confidence, there will be more decorum, there will be more discipline, there will be greater policy making. I recall the day 21st September 2023. As chairman of the Rajya Sabha, we were to consider passing the Women Reservation Bill. I sit in a chair. I got 17 women parliamentarians to sit in my chair. From Jaya Bachchan ji, to P.T. Usha ji, to Koinak ji, to Mahua Maji. Mahua Maji, don't mistake the other one is not in Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha. And mind you, each of them came confident. I have devised a mechanism in Rajya Sabha that 50% of chairperson's panel is of women parliamentarians. My table office, which looks after the working of parliament from the desk, 50% are women. When we send secretarial people outside the country in delegations, we give adequate representation. In the process, we are doing nothing, but we are taking note of the writing on the wall, and that writing is by the Prime Minister of the country. He does what he believes in, and he does with emphasis. 26 January 2024, everyone in the world witnessed it. Thank you.
I extend immense gratitude to Honorable Vice President Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji for his profound insights. I also want to make an observation that whenever I see him on the Rajya Sabha television, he always appears so strict. But seeing him in person today, and I'm sure I speak for all of us here, I've simply fallen in love with his narration, his knowledge, his wisdom, and most importantly, his sense of humor. This forward-looking interaction reflects the profound words of revered freedom fighter, philosopher, and sage Sri Aurobindo when he said, "We do not belong to the past dawns, but to the noons of the future." To conclude this remarkable evening, I invite all of you to rise for the national anthem.